We live? Yeah, we
We're
live. We live. Let's see if we live on Instagram.
Let's do this hurricane special, y'all.
Yes,
What's
sir.
going on, everybody? Welcome to the Run and Gun podcast. We are doing this at 1:35 Eastern right now on Tuesday, not our Wednesday usual because of Hurricane Milton, the most ROS name ever in a hurricane. It beats back Wilma and like what kind of name is Milton? Irma's like Irma. You really don't think about it too much. Milton is just like I want to think of Mackenzie Milton. I'm like, bro.
It's funny. You know what's crazy about it? I saw a stat. Someone a UCF fan posted it. The storm is supposed to hit literally on Mackenzie Milton's birthday, October 10th.
God.
Because he's the 74 October 10th, 1997. It's supposed to hit or the worst of it's supposed to come October 10th. I'm like,
bruh.
Whoa. I'm like, that's crazy. So yeah, no, it's wild. But I mean, honestly, dude, and for the true Floridians that are watching this know, I mean, this isn't even the worst that's ever happened. Although we want to panic and have hysteria, which I'm like,
Charlie, the year Charlie hit was what, the 4, right?
We had 4 hurricanes in 2004. Less people forget.
I was a uno mas, bro. I was uno mas, but I was still around, so I count.
Dude, we didn't even have school for like a month that year. It was crazy,
bro. They only closed school, I think, Monday to Wednesday in Hillsborough County. They tripping. They're gonna have to close Thursday, so
yeah, no, you're gonna
probably on Friday. But anyways, yeah, we're doing this today because we did not know if we're gonna have power tomorrow. So we said we're gonna get this done, get the people what they want, and hit up everything. And we're gonna do the best we can. Hope everybody stays safe. If you're in the evacuation zones, hopefully y'all got out and found a good place to hang your hat, I guess. I don't know.
If you haven't left yet, I'm telling you now, it's
get out.
From what I've heard from multiple reports, it is bumper to bumper going north. If you go south, you're basically running into a flood. And if you go west, I-4 is already getting clogged up.
Your best bet now is west. Because I don't think you can make it to Miami if they have no gas.
Yeah. No, dude, that's why I'm just staying here. I appreciate everybody's concern. We are doing fine, both of us.
Yeah. But we did our precautions. Boards are up. What we can do, what we can do. If it happened, it happened. What we can do about it.
Exactly.
That's why insurance exists.
Exactly. Dude, honestly, it's like as much as back and forth that I've been to the grocery store in the past 2 days, I am not going anywhere. I spent all this money on food and on drinks.
Hey, I got 16 burgers waiting right there for me to grill when I finish this. You know what's up? I'm cooking that. Got 16. They're gonna last for 2 days.
Look,
I'm set.
I
got my ribs in the freezer. Don't worry.
Y'all think we playing? Y'all think we playing?
As long as I got my grill. Exactly. As long as the grill is still there, we good.
Exactly.
Don't worry about me. I have my food.
Propane, burgers,
exactly.
Sausages, ribs, and liquor. Well, in my case, liquor.
I got the liquor's put aside. Don't worry.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna try to make it a cake, and I got cookies. So if I want a snack, I'm set.
I bought me a funfetti cake as well. Hey, look.
See.
If there's anybody that knows how to survive a natural disaster, it's us.
It's us. Floridians got it. The OG Floridians. But I will say this. I mean, it's better if you're staying, put up your boards, take the precautions. Don't think it's an easy breeze, though, for all seriousness purposes. Don't think it's a joke, because it ain't gonna be a joke. But what you gonna do about it? You can't really do nothing. Like my godmother texted me. She's like, "You should come up to Indiana." I'm like, "Bro, there is
Indiana."
No yeah, I'm like, that's not even possible.
Yeah, no, at this point, it's like you run out. Dude, I'm like,
bro, you can't get it. And like Georgia is like price gouging people in the hotels. Like, exactly. Georgia's got a whole issue that's going to be a controversy, but not our problem. We're here to talk sports. So be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. We're going to get into this business. We got FAMU coming off a big win. First head coach got fired in the NFL. Yes. Alabama got upset by Vanderbilt. Anything else? Oh yeah, Miami ducked the Pac-12 after dark. They should have lost their game. They somehow won. So kudos to them, because this is a different Miami team.
Yeah. Also,
UCF embarrassment. That was hilarious.
What'd I say?
I didn't see that coming. So kudos to what's his face? Billy Napier. He's gonna be able to survive the season, I think, at this point.
Also, to word of advice before we do roll this intro. Also, if you are getting prepping for this hurricane and you are staying and hunkering down, close every door in your house.
Balance and make sure everything is sealed.
Yes, balance the pressure outside versus the pressure inside the house. This is how you prevent windows from breaking. So yes, please do that. I'm telling you, it might save your life. All right. So with that being said, Ace, I guess we can just roll this intro.
Roll it.
Let's do it.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is GP. This is The Bug.
This is JC.
This is Flash. This is Jimi Hendrix.
And you're listening to
the
Run and Gun Podcast.
All right.
Nice. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So, a couple of things. So yes, FAMU dominated in that. Well, second half dominated in that.
First half was wonky. First half was wonky.
Yeah, honestly, dude, and I think a lot of people would agree with me. It was very
rusty.
Yes, I was one of a couple people that were sitting there watching that game, thinking to myself, like, how is this score not
bigger?
Yeah. How is the score not 21-7 at the half, honestly? A couple of things.
Bye week and then the hurricane week?
Yeah, they had a bye week. Or no, they played Troy. Troy. Then they had a bye week. Then they were supposed to play Alabama A&M.
And then the hurricane game.
In Alabama State.
Yeah.
Now they have another bye week.
Yeah.
And funny enough, Jackson State has a bye week too.
Well, at least this time Tallahassee should be spared from the hurricane.
Oh yeah, they'll probably get a couple of showers and stuff, but nothing major. So a couple of things that Colsey said after that 28-13 win was, and this was his interview. He said, in the first half, they didn't beat us; we beat ourselves. We can't have the same mistakes we made today. We got to play better and achieve the goals we set for ourselves. We got to be mindful of who we put on the field at certain times. Our guys trust that we'll put them in a position to win. It was not easy, but it could have been, which that stood out to me, which I heavily agree with. He also stated Coach Patterson, who's been taking it on the chin, but today he was excellent, which I thought Saturday he was. And then also, too, the key turnovers kept FAMU from putting Alabama State away early, which I agree with that as well, too. Because, and I know you saw the highlights of it as well. You know, I look at the first possession FAMU had on that fourth down. It's a deep shot to Kobe Gross, which I don't know why you're sending a tight end on a long route like that and you have him in double coverage, and why you would even take that throw when, you know, I look back at the highlights and I catch the screenshot of it and I circle it and I'm like, Carter Johnson's sitting right there in the flat with 20 yards of freedom up the sideline. Why don't you throw that? You convert that fourth and short.
That's part of play design. Well, it's intended for him, and Richardson probably was like, we're just going to go with that instead of reading the actual field. I don't know. That happens a lot at every level, so I can't really fault that, but those are like those that make you as a fan go like this. You just put your hand on your face and you're like, bruh.
Dude, literally, man, I'm sitting here like, I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, I'm like, that drive probably ends in a touchdown if you take that throw. But the thing is, they came back the second series. They scored a touchdown with Ace Cobb, who, quite frankly, he's coming into his own. He's becoming that wide receiver 2 behind Jamari Gassett. I like what I saw out of him. And then Quan Lee, huge conversion on 3rd and 9, just, fighting for an extra 5 yards after getting to the sticks. That kid's a gamer.
Tackling was a bit soft early on, I thought, but they picked it up toward the end.
Yeah.
They just had to get bodies on bodies, get them warmed up, and then they figured everything out. But it's still, but not solved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it hasn't been, and it needs to take a giant step forward again during this bye week and into this next game, because now you got the SWAC East is on the line next week in a huge battle, and it will be on ESPNU, so it'll be in front of a national audience. But yeah, you can't do that. But the good thing is you found your wide receiver 1, you have your wide receiver 2, you got wide receiver 3, so you have 3 guys you can depend on in this offense, which is good now. So I think everybody feels a lot better about it. But yeah, someone pointed out the fact that I think FAMU held Alabama State to like 58 rushing yards in the second half. It was like in total 58, which was damn impressive.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and dominated the time of possession, which I was happy about and pleased about. So I think, the best can will be still yet to come. I think it makes a lot of people feel a little bit better, and I agree. All right, and also too, FAMU rose to 19 in the FCS Coaches Poll.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 19 in the FCS Coaches Poll with a chance to again climb. Maybe if you have a few upsets ahead of you this weekend, and if you can pull off a huge win against Jackson State next weekend. So there's room for improvement there. Also, too, you had, speak of the devil, the team you'll see next week. You had Jackson State, who survived a huge scare and with a late comeback against Alabama A&M.
Mm-hmm. I think what we got one from Kevin Tally before I get into this whole thing. There's one Richardson's worst performance and he still beat the number 6. Yep, that's what you want to see though. When your quarterback doesn't play up to his own standards and you still win, you got to come out feeling good.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
But you feel good, but you're not satisfied. If that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. Like you feel good about like the fact that even if he has an off day, you have guys around him that can pick him up.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, so what were you about to say?
Yeah. Jackson State, right? Yeah, they lost. They didn't lose, but they got scared. Yeah, FAMU, all you gotta do lock in a little bit. Like how you played that second half. If you play that the whole game against Jackson State, you should be fine, I think.
Here's what I picked. Here's one takeaway from that Jackson State game. 28 Alabama A&M outscored Jackson State 28-7 in the second half. 28-7, and honestly, if you I look
at the Atlanta Falcons we're talking about,
I look at it and I'm just like, I see this, and I watch the end of it. A lot of what Alabama A&M was trying to do is, they tried to push the ball downfield. They got lucky on a couple of 4th and longs, but it was like a lot of the key catches weren't there. They could have won that game. There's just a lot of key catches for drops. And you're sitting there like, okay, if that's a catch, maybe.
Pittsburgh fans. I said that's basically every Steelers fan this yesterday, looking back on Sunday Night Football, which we'll talk about later.
Oh, yeah. Dude, it's not like this is like some otherworldly team that FAMU is going to be lining up against. I mean, they're good.
Yeah, they're not world beaters like the old Jackson State. But it's not a slouch game, but it's not a vaunted task, if that makes any sense.
I would agree. No, that's facts. I think the main guys you're gonna have to stop here is definitely Irv Mulligan. You got to stop him. You got to do about as good a job as you did on him last year. You're gonna have to, plan for and scheme for, Jonas Fort. How do you spell this guy's name? Fortaline, Johannes Fortaline, Isaiah Spencer. those guys you're gonna have to plan for. Secondary's gonna have to be on point, of course. JD Martin is another guy in that rushing attack that's right there hand in hand with Herb Mulligan. So you got a daunting task ahead of you. You're gonna have to elevate your game, but play with controlled aggression in this game as well too. And of course, you're going into a hostile house, a fan base that doesn't like you, and you got to go slay them. Do you guys think we can push the ball down the field? I've been leery.
Richardson can throw the deep ball. It's just execution on all phases between the offensive line protection, him hitting it on target, and receivers catching the ball with the drop issue. Because even against Norfolk State, I believe it was, he had like a 30-yard pass on the sideline. The guy just went straight through the goal. Just went, whoops.
Yeah, that was that. It was a corner route. He had Ace Cobb for, and Ace Cobb dropped it. But I mean, honestly, he has the touch of it. If you scheme it right, and if everyone executes that play perfectly, you just finish that. You just finish the route, finish the catch. Like, you can connect on the deep ball. The deep ball's there. It's just a matter of taking what they give you as well. I think you can nickel and dime anybody to death in this league too, because quite frankly, I think
football is on all levels. Yeah.
I mean, speaking. JT, I'm glad you said that. There was a play I saw on the second offensive series, even though it ended in a touchdown. There was a play where they took a second deep shot downfield before settling in and finding Marquez Bell on a little comeback route in the middle of the defense. There was a post corner route on the deep shot they took to Quan Lee. Quan Lee was running wide open. If Dan Richardson drops that in a bucket, Quan Lee's running. We're not sitting here talking about 5 different receivers having a catch on that TD drive. We're talking about Quan Lee scooting on a post corner route for a touchdown probably. So the holes are there to shred this defense. I think they have to do a better job of, like Ace said, offensive line execution in all phases. But also too, I think you got to find a way to roll him out of the pocket a little bit more, so he can he doesn't have to see over such a tall offensive line.
Change the launch point.
Because remember, he's not a tall guy like a Jeremy Musa was. He's more of a shorter guy, like how, say, a Drew Brees is, or like how a Baker Mayfield is. Yeah. So you're going to have to roll him out. Well, excellent question, though. Very excellent question. I like this. This is fun. We should do this during the lunch hour more often.
I guess. I don't know. All right. We have anything else, though, for HBCU?
Let's see.
I don't think we do, actually.
Well, you got your 2 favorites, Ace. You got Alcorn and you got Grambling this weekend.
Sheesh. Battle of mid.
And then guess what else is this weekend too?
What?
It's a battle for who's going to maintain last place in the SWAC East, or in the SWAC in general.
Bethune and Mississippi Valley.
Yes, they play. Well, next weekend, that's what we got. Next weekend we got that. This weekend we got Bama. We got Bama A&M and Bethune in Huntsville. But I think Alabama A&M is going to win that based off what we saw this past weekend. So
you think?
I definitely think if I'm Bethune right now at 0-5, I'm praying for this season to be over. In Valley, I think they're used to this. Wait, let me see who this is.
If Alcorn and Grambling is battle of mid, then Bethune and Mississippi Valley is battle of ass.
Yes. Oh, dude, yes. And it's funny because I think it was Valley plays Alabama State this weekend, who Alabama State doesn't have a quarterback right now. And
they almost came back on Jackson State. So what does that tell you?
Well, Bama A&M did. Bama State doesn't have a quarterback. Yeah.
Bama State still. Fam, you played Bama State, right? Make sure before I start talking properly.
Yes, Fam, you played Alabama State.
Yeah. Saying Bama State don't have a quarterback, but they still could run the ball.
Yes, exactly. So
I'm just saying it's not going to be. Yeah, but then probably close anyways. Who cares? That's what you call a slouch game.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's look at the rushing yard. Yeah, Valley's not winning. Valley's not winning that game. 299 on the ground from Alcorn in Mississippi Valley's loss to Alcorn last
Yeah,
week.
they can't stop the run, and that's the only thing Bama State got going for them. Yeah, they're cooked.
Yeah, so like I said, Battle of 2 0-6 is next weekend. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to pick that game.
Hey, what's that smell?
It's garbage truck juice. That's what it is.
Anyways, moving on.
All right. So one last thing before we move to the NFL. Alabama State also recorded its largest homecoming attendance with 33,000 plus in attendance.
Damn. 33,000 crying. 33,000 crying.
33,000. Most of it was FAMU folks.
Okay, so then 28,000 happy, 5,000 crying.
Yeah, essentially. The attendance junkies. Look, FAMU brought the crowd.
Hey, it's not a far travel, so.
It's really not. 3 hours from Tallahassee. FAMU brought and plus, not to mention too, I think it's like a couple hours from Atlanta, which is like the headquarters of FAMU alumni. And so, yeah, hey, you're welcome for the homecoming loss and for
your attendance records. That'll help your sponsorships, I guess.
Exactly. All right. With that being said, now I guess we could turn our attention over to the.
Let's do NCAA, and we'll wrap up with the NFL.
Okay.
There's some stuff we need to discuss in the college football landscape. Which one you want to start with, though? There's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them. Well,
recapping.
Well, I will say this: the good news is the goalpost has been retrieved. The goalpost had been retrieved. That's the good thing. Oh, here we go. FAMU 37, JSU 27. Stop the run. And DB2.
I mean, yeah, that's about right. I don't know if FAMU's putting up 30, so I'll say later. It'll be pretty much that, but
save it for next week. Save it for next week because there's no game this week.
I know, but I'm saying later.
Yeah,
it's not me. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I'll talk about that more next week.
I would actually agree with that, to be real with you. I think maybe, yeah, I could actually agree with that.
No, DB2 was getting burnt, so yeah, honestly, not far off.
But anyways, what were you saying?
All right, let's talk about this. I'm going to talk about what happened in Gainesville, what happened in Vanderbilt, or what happened in California first.
Well, I guess we could talk about what happened in Gainesville and why I think a lot of those folks need to stop saying they're the best team in Florida. I said this after they lost to Coach Prime, but I didn't think that they would get. And then they get mollywopped.
I didn't want to take Florida because I was like, I don't like them, but also it's like I don't like UCF either. But it's kind of like 2 trash teams going at it. But in the same sense, it's like I posted on Twitter. I think you saw it too. Is Dion beat them boys so bad they all started hitting the transfer portal.
You know what? There was a cryptic message I read too about this happens under Gus Malzahn. This has happened under Gus Malzahn before, and until somebody gets in front of it and stops it, it'll keep happening. So I was like,
I'm not surprised because Gus, even in Auburn, he had his moments, but it's otherwise pretty much the same thing. Fall apart when it matters most. Most people get a beat on him.
Yeah.
Basically like Walmart Brian Kelly.
I'll say, dude, honestly, Scott Frost should have never left. Scott Frost was in the perfect position, and that program it took off after that Auburn win in that Peach Bowl. Scott Frost should have stayed right where he was at.
2017 was a bad year for both USF and UCF because both of them lost head coaches that should know because they both sucked afterward. Just saying. Anyways, back onto the topics of hand. Yeah, UCF, your defense sucks. You got embarrassed like the hell out of you. How you get Graham Mertz and DJ Wagway cookie ass? Come on now, that's just embarrassing.
Yeah, so
because like Florida, they've had moments, but otherwise that defense is sorry as hell. The offense is not that great. They don't really. Their best wide receiver, Wilson? I don't even think he played that game. Well, he played, but it wasn't like doing much.
Yeah, he didn't even record anything because looking at the stats,
I think he was hurt. I know he's hurt. That's why I don't even remember seeing him on the field.
Yeah, Chimry Dyke, he led the team in receiving, 4 receptions, 88 yards.
Yeah, their wide receivers aren't even that good. And he still got cooked because the score, Gators were up 24-3 at halftime. And now, granted, UCF defense locked in, but it wasn't like nobody believed KJ Jefferson's going to lead a comeback.
Yeah.
All right, KJ Jefferson and DJ Uiagalelei or whatever the name. Same boat, same type of quarterback. And like we said last week, transfer portal, it's boom or bust because sometimes you get a Cam Ward who was proven to be good, and then sometimes you get semi-good guys, and once they transfer to a new system and have to learn a new playbook, you get in big time because like Graham Mertz didn't even play that great. He had only 4 incompletions, but it was like he was dinking and dunking. He had 9.4 yards average.
Yeah. Look at
and your defense still couldn't hold. And KJ Jefferson was terrible.
Yeah, 12 of 22 with 1 interception. And negative 18 yards rushing.
You do, man. If you're in, I don't know if you're in Tallahassee or wherever you are in Florida, stay safe too.
Yeah, definitely. You stay safe as well, man. So also,
but yeah, UCF talking all that talk and getting embarrassed. That's just hilarious,
dude.
Now it's not even like the same situation where USF was in, where it was like competitive early and then it got out of hand. Now this wasn't even competitive from the get go. It was terrible. Using Wesley Chapel, yeah, bro. Stay safe too. That's gonna get hit hard.
Definitely. Too. Definitely stay safe, man. Yeah, dude, it's I expected better. Yeah, it's a lot of that because I remember vividly. A lot of them were like, "Oh, shame on you. You shouldn't say that. The best team isn't playing that weekend anyway because it's Miami's playing. Yeah, but UCF's not playing. So how can you say USF
has had an ego since 2017 and they haven't moved on?"
Yeah. No, I agree. And now I get it. They're doing wonderful stuff on their campus and stuff, doing excellent things. That program's heading in a perfect direction and stuff. But, dude, right now, if I had to look at anybody in that Big 12 race, I'm looking at Colorado and the team they play this weekend.
We trashed Colorado earlier this year, but man, Big 12 is sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
And as long as Colorado keeps Shadur upright, they're going to be in games. That's the biggest issue with Colorado, keeping him upright and not getting smacked every other snap.
I'm telling you, dude, they have right now, they got potential. They could run the table, man. I'm staying put, man. We don't run. Look, me and Ace.
Unless it's like Cat 5, like it's like stated to be a Cat 5 making a landfall, I ain't going nowhere.
Exactly, dude. That thing's supposed to be a Category 2 by the time it rolls up to my front yard.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be getting Cat 2 wins. I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And I'm not in Storm Surge. We'll talk about that in Hot Topics before I get on topic.
Yeah,
Colorado.
Travis,
man. I feel like now Travis Hunter, bro, I feel like he got to get Heisman.
I'm going to say
Cam Ward.
I'm gonna say the kid out in Boise State.
Oh yeah, Gentry.
Yeah, Gentry
is Jeanty or something like that, right?
Yeah, Gentry. That right there. Dude,
that dude is just like he's like Saquon, but shorter.
Someone brought up the numbers. His numbers rival that of a 1988 Barry Sanders, but also rival that of like Reggie Bush at this point in the season, and like Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that's like crazy. If he was just like 2 inches taller, man, he would be a top 10 pick.
Oh, and I'm gonna tell you something else. When College Football 26 drops, That's your cover athlete.
He's draft eligible, I think, though.
Even still, that's your cover athlete. Tebow was on the cover of NCAA 11, and he'd already been in the league for 2 years.
That is true. But I feel like with College Football 26, they're going to keep it with like a group kind of thing. They're not going to put a single athlete on it.
Yeah, because there's NIL stuff. Yeah, I get it. It wouldn't surprise me.
So it's all that involved. But anyway, he's a good choice for Theismann. It's going to be him or Hunter or Cam Ward.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I think as long as Cam Ward still needs to have that Heisman moment, I think
we've seen it from Gene T and Travis. It's Cam Ward's just coming back from what he was down at with Cal is he's like elite by itself, but for quarterbacks you got to be like wow kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like he was playing terrible early on in that game, so I see what that point is. But like Jalen Milroe had it in the bag and then like lost it basically, just like Alabama did. But that's a different conversation. We knew I'm gonna talk about Alabama in a minute because we have to have some discussions about those corners. But anyways, back onto the topic of hand. Travis Hunter, he's playing both sides, playing good on both sides. And the reason why I think he's gonna win it is because he has the media hype behind him that gets covered with Colorado and Dion. So I think that's why he probably will win it. But if it was like objectively, I could see the guy from Boise State winning it too, just by pure numbers standpoint.
So as far as right now goes on the season as a receiver, let me pull up his stats here. As far as his stats goes as a receiver or rushing wise, his rushing stats are horrible. But as far as receiving goes, at this point this season, he's got 561 yards receiving. He's got 6 TDs, more than last year already.
Travis?
He's on pace to shatter everything from that he did a season ago because he had the injury last year.
And he's got defense, 4 picks? 4 or 5 picks.
He right now has on defense, he's got 15 total tackles. He's got 2 interceptions. He would match his INT total if he gets another one here soon. But I think he's going to have probably like 5 or 6 by the end. No, I'm with you. Yeah, no. If Genty gets 2K, give him the Heisman.
Yeah, that's hard enough by itself.
Because I think he's already at 16 touchdown rushes, or 16 touchdowns.
Yeah,
he's at 16 rushing touchdowns already.
He's at what, like over 1,400 now?
Yeah, I think he's like 16K. I thought he was at 16K. I could be wrong.
1,600, not 16K. Big difference.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, 1,600. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Absolutely.
Yeah, we get it. 2K, like, okay, so when I say that, is like, you have to have the numbers if you're a smaller market team. So yeah, 2K, done. Yeah, that's hype by itself. Now, if he gets 2K, sneak him in the first round. I know a couple teams that need a running back.
Yeah, right now he's at, according to ESPN, right now he's at 1,031 yards and 16 touchdowns.
That's what, 5 games?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna hit 2K.
And he's on pace to out double what he did last year. He finished the year with 1,300 yards.
Woof.
Last year. This kid's going crazy.
Yeah, shout out Boise State. They haven't been relevant in a minute, but man, that back in like I want to say it was like 08 to like 2014, bro. They were going crazy on that blue field, man. I was a mini fan of Boise State back in the day. They were going crazy.
You know what's crazy? It's like it started with
they haven't had a good running back since Jay Ajayi, man.
Yeah,
those are the days.
It started with that. I think that like that little like that lateral against Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl for the win, and then it just kept on going and stuff. And it's like, dude, they're on their way. They're on their way.
Mm-hmm. They might sneak into the college football playoff.
Right
somebody
now,
else. I feel like if they got to give somebody from Group of 5 teams, probably Boise State and Tulane.
right now Boise State is 4-1 behind a 4-1 San Jose State team who's 2-0 in the conference. And for Boise State right now, they have Hawaii this weekend. They have UNLV, and then they could win the next two. They play San Jose on the 16th of November, and then Oregon State at the end of the season. But I think, the toughest two games is definitely San Jose and Oregon State for them. And right now, dude, from what it looks like, dude, they're averaging like 40 a game.
Yeah. Basically what I'm like, San Jose State, if they win that game, they're going to win they're the MAC? No, they're not MAC.
This is the West. This is Mountain West.
Mountain West, yeah. They're gonna win the Mountain West probably. Tulane's gonna win the AAC. I don't know who. I don't think anybody in the MAC is gonna get the 12th spot, but somebody in the AAC is gonna get it, and it's gonna be Tulane, and Tulane's gonna get promoted to the Power 5, which they deservedly so.
I mean, they used to be originally.
I know they'll probably go back to it. They got a good team right now. They lost a close game to Kansas State. They probably should have won. They got robbed in that. And then trying to remember who their second loss was, but it was like week 2. It was their second game of the season they lost. But anyway, they've been blowing out teams left and right, man. They just feel like they got something cooking there. They dropped 70 on UAB, man. Trent Dilfer probably get fired for that. Should have got fired for that.
Oh yeah, UAB. Yeah, yeah. It was a bad weekend to be.
Yeah, they lost to K-State and Oklahoma.
Bad weekend to be from the state of Alabama. How does Auburn, Alabama State, Alabama A&M, and UAB all get beat? The lone bright spot was, I think, Samford won and Tuskegee. I don't even know. Did Jacksonville State even win? Let's see.
I don't know. But, geez, like, if they had to do it, I think those are the two group of 5 teams that get in it. But otherwise, it's going to be Power 5 dominant. And I feel like Tulane might be the only group 5 team that can compete with a Power 5 team to that extent in a playoff game.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with this. Yeah,
that's a good transition point. Let's talk about the Alabama issues.
They better. Because
they slept on Vanderbilt and they got bit.
Yeah.
Now, they thought Vanderbilt was going to be a slouch game, and they got cooked.
I'll say this, though. Film study goes a long way. One thing I will say, Alabama put a lot out on tape to get by Georgia and to hold them off. And then to come out there and lose by 5, that was they
were down big at one point.
Yeah, that was Vanderbilt's first win over Alabama since 1983, I believe. 1984. And now you got to come in against a feisty South Carolina team that's going to play you for 4 quarters. You're favored by 21, and then the whole thing with your boy Malachi Moore happens, where you've seen multiple people. You know what? I'm going to bring up the video.
Like, I get he's mad, but man, y'all shouldn't be getting cooked like that if you want to be mad.
I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to zoom in on it real quick. Here we go. So Damian Harris voiced his take of
former Alabama running back, for those who don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to play it for you right here.
He retired for concussion purposes.
Well, how did you show up?
Yep.
Number 13, Malachi Moore. Now, brother, I don't know you, but I'm not trying to disrespect you. But what you did last night on that football field was complete and utter bullshit. You are a 2-time captain, somebody who has your hand and footprint at Denny Chimes. Well, how did you show up yesterday? The only thing I remember seeing from you is slamming the guy's head on the ground unnecessarily, punching yourself, throwing your mouthpiece, kicking the foot in front, like not even in a way of like, okay, nobody's looking. Like, I'm bigger than the game. I'm bigger than the team. I'm bigger than this moment. Hey, everybody look at me. Look at how pissed off I am. Look at what I got to say about it. Let me pick up a ridiculous 15-yard penalty for literally no apparent reason. And you call yourself a 2-time captain. I can tell y'all what would have happened in the days that I was there. We would have tried to rip the C off of his jersey. We would have lit him up from every coach, every player, Reuben Foster, Minka Fitzpatrick, Deron Payne, Jalen Hurts, Jerry Jeudy. Everybody would have been on this dude's head. Like, what? Like, we don't do that. What's up with that? If we go out there and we get beat, we're going to handle all of our issues internally. But no guy is bigger and above this program. So you don't get to act like that. But I'm going to tell y'all exactly why he feels like he can't act like that. Is you go and you look at what Kalen DeBoer said in his post-game press conference about Malachi Moore. Oh, well, he's one of our guys and he's one of our leaders. And yeah, we expect him to use this and only bring positivity for the rest of the season. Man, damn that. What's up with that? Nick Saban would have said that? No, that's bullshit. That don't help you win games. That does not help you control the talent and the level of guys that you've never coached before, guys that you've never had experience with at a program that you don't have. You don't know what it takes to win these kind of games. And you just come in here trying to be everybody's buddy. You try to be everybody's friend. Well, what does that get you? That gets you beat against Vandy on the road. That pisses me off because I got some hardware. It's because I was somebody that did it. I was somebody that lived it.
All right,
that 2 championship rings for those who are just listening.
2 natties, 3 SEC championships. I lived it. I lived by the code. I played the game the right way. I had somebody there in Nick Saban who put me in a position to be accountable for my performance, good or bad, to handle myself with respect and with class. And we're just not seeing that. So Alabama, what's up?
Yep. He's spot on.
The flexing rings part is kind of cringe, I ain't gonna lie, but he ain't wrong on any other part.
Not at all, dude. Cause I'm sitting here like, honest, because someone sent me that too, and I'm sitting here like, okay, if Malachi Moore were to do that, and I'm the coach, all right, meet the head strength conditioning coach at 2 a.m. inside Bryant-Denny. You're gonna run stadium steps until you puke, and the strength and conditioning coach is already gonna be pissed off at you because he has to meet you there, and I'm already mad at you. All the other leaders are mad at you. I agree with Damian Harris. You take the C right off his jersey. Take the C right off. You make him earn that back, because that was embarrassing, and that's a lack of respect for the game.
Mm-hmm. And the corners keep getting beat deep. You wouldn't be mad if you walked in. That's the same.
Yeah, I agree.
Crying like a baby ain't gonna help nothing.
And these next 4 games ain't easy. Feisty South Carolina team, 2 Knoxville against a Tennessee team that is 4-1. They're just like you. Against a Missouri team at home that's 4-1, just like you right now.
Yeah, Missouri. They're gonna beat Missouri. Missouri's Jesus Christ, Missouri got embarrassed.
Alabama needs to survive all the way through November 9th if they're serious about getting in this playoff.
Mm-hmm. I think they will bounce back. I still don't trust that run game at all.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. It needs to get figured out quick. And I think they're also lucky they don't play Ole Miss this year.
Yeah.
They're lucky. But
all right, let's talk about these upcoming games and then we'll move on to the NFL.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to put together a
I'll just do the top 25. All right, this is what, week 7? Yeah, week 7.
Oh, actually I have it on my phone here. Here we go.
I got it. Penn State, USC. Penn State probably. USC's supposed to be good, but they keep not winning when they need to win.
Here we go. Hold on. I got you.
Except Penn State's also the same thing. They just choke in big moments.
Here we go. These are the top games this weekend. So we got Thursday night ball.
I think the best game is Ohio State, Oregon.
Yes. And Red River.
Texas is gonna win that.
Yeah. So we got Thursday night ball. We got Coastal Carolina against James Madison.
Ooh, James Madison.
Is he going? Well, yeah. You know what? I don't blame you. James Madison won 70-50.
Man, if you're dropping 70s bombs on people, yeah, I'm taking you.
Dang. No love for the Chants.
Nah, Chants, they got cool uniforms and stuff, but I don't know anybody on that team. There's no James Madison drop 70.
Wow. Fair. You know what? I'm with you. I'm going with James Madison in that one. It's at James Madison as well. And low key, James Madison might be a team that can also get in the playoff too. Because it's crazy. You know, you look at teams like James Madison, even the service academies, all of them could get in.
That Army-Navy game, no history lesson this week, guys, but that game is going to be very intriguing.
Yes. Because it's crazy because someone was saying like they could meet each other in the AAC championship and then play each other a week later again in the Army-Navy game. And then both of them possibly make the playoff and maybe see each other again, depending on how it shakes out.
What a world we live in right now. Anyways.
I know. What, 3 hurricanes sitting out there in the Atlantic and the Gulf? You got a couple group of 5 teams that might get in Boise State and James Madison, and then you got 2 service academies that might get in Army and Navy. What a world.
And the Vikings are 5-0 as the second and the best all-around team in the NFL. Like, who would have guessed?
2024 football, man. Who saw it?
2024 is wild. 2024 tripping. Moving on to the next game.
So next game we got South Carolina and Alabama.
Alabama should handle business, but it's not going to be easy. But Ryan Williams is going to cook them. They need to get Bernard more active.
Yeah.
These new age changes can't defend the option. That's hilarious. You would have never guessed. Like 2019, you would have never guessed the option would come back as big as it has. Like some teams are basically running exclusive triple option. That was so funny.
It was interesting because it was like Navy lined up in that old school run and shoot in one game I was watching, and I was like, that's the run and shoot. And sure enough, they pound the rock, body right, go score. So easy. It was the Temple game I was watching, I think, a couple weeks ago, Thursday night. So easy. They did it with no problem. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm going Alabama too. I think Alabama they bounce back. Alabama's pissed off.
Alabama gonna win by probably 28.
Yeah, they should. I mean, the good thing is it's in Tuscaloosa. If this was in Williams-Brice, I'd be a little bit more.
Yeah, I would second think it, but they're gonna bounce back.
Yeah. Second game we got is your favorite, Alcorn and Grambling.
Battle in mid, give me Grambling.
Yeah, fair. That's fair. You know what?
When Alcorn is supposed to play up to standards, they let you down. So
yeah, you know I'm gonna roll with more Grambling in that one too. Grambling they look good at home. Give me the Tigers. Next one we got Red River. We got Texas and we got Oklahoma.
Texas, I don't matter who the QB is.
Yeah, Quinn Ewers is supposed to be back this week, so
they were saying the Mannings are begging Quinn Ewers to come back because they want to sit Archie Manning and they don't want him coming out until 2027. So they want him to sit 2 more years. Or play they want him to stay in Texas 2 more years.
Fair.
Get that extra season in. They want Quinn Ewers to play so they can keep Archie developing.
Good strategy, honestly. Next one we got is in Knoxville, Florida, and Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Amen. I think Tennessee's pissed off. I think Florida's looked good the last couple of weeks, but I think, Tennessee.
Offense still suspect as hell. I think it was more UCF was bad than Florida's good.
That's a factual statement. Next one after that is the big one, Ohio State and Oregon this weekend.
I'm going to say this now. If Jeremiah Smith goes crazy, enter him in the Heisman conversation. This game right here is a very much a statement game. If Jeremiah Smith does some wild nonsense like he's been doing, and he goes for like $150 and 2 TDs, enter him in the Heisman because he's already knocking on that door. He just needs that signature moment because it's hard as hell for a freshman to get into that conversation. But he right now is on pace, and he's looking like he will break all of Marvin Harrison Jr. records. And like what he's been doing is like if you're watching, like if Julio and Odell had a baby, that what he looking like.
Nah,
like you know what I mean? The prime Odell, like 2015 Odell, and like 2016, 2014, that era of Julio.
Yeah,
that what he like shows flashes of with those catches he's making. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I can give it that. I think
I'm curious to see who LSU brings up next.
For me, I think I'm going to go with Oregon. I think it's just, they're playing, they've turned it around. They're playing better ball now at this point in the year. Dylan Gabriel starting to come into his own a little bit with this offense. I'm going to Oregon.
I still don't trust Dylan Gabriel. But I'm curious to see how Walker Howard responds to playing actual competition. Because that's going to make Brian Kelly look like the biggest idiot on the planet, which I would like. Because I don't like him at all. But back on that thing was like, I want to say Walker Howard is good, but I also don't know how much of that is because he's got Emeka and Jeremiah Smith on his sides to run with. Because like when you ask like who's wide receiver you, right? Like LSU, like if you want quantity, you go for Ohio State. If you want like true elite quality wide receivers, you go to LSU for that.
Yes,
because like the true elites are from LSU, like the Odell, what prime Jarvis Landry I'm talking about. Prime Odells were top. Like Odell was top 3 wide receiver when he was in his prime, right? Then you go Jamar Chase, top 3 wide receiver right now. Justin Jefferson, top 2. Now we got Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas is what I believe second in rookie wide receiver stats right now, only behind Malik Neighbors.
Let's see.
He's got like 320 and 3 touchdowns.
So, as far as the rookie rankings go right now, Brian Thomas is 3rd right now, behind Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison Jr.
He's got more yards than Marv. And more yards. I think Marvin Harrison has more TDs, though. Or they're tied for the same amount of TDs. I think Marvin Harrison has 4, though, and Brian only has 3. But Brian Thomas went crazy last week. Or Sunday. Anyways. Moving on. Oregon, I think their trenches is going to be the biggest determining factor if they win or not.
Yes.
I don't think it would be because of Dylan Gabriel. I don't take him seriously.
Next one we got is the Magnolia Bowl. We got Ole Miss and LSU in Baton Rouge.
Ole Miss.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going
big game, Miss. Brian Kelly. Yeah, that's not happening.
Yep. The magic of Tiger Stadium, I don't think helps much with this one. I like Jackson Dart and I like Lane Kiffin. Oh snap! It's right there. There we go. Next one, which actually became interesting over the weekend. It's actually a bigger deal now than it was a while ago. Vanderbilt and Kentucky.
Ooh, still Kentucky.
Quietly, yeah. I think that the pressure's on Vanderbilt now because everybody's gonna be like, okay, what is Vanderbilt gonna do next? What can they do?
They beat Bama. Like Kentucky's playing is sneaking guys, but they haven't really finished off anybody. You know what I mean?
It's true. It's true. So like it's because it's like how because everybody's gonna be wondering because it's like, okay, if they lose, we all know now Vanderbilt just played above their head. If they win, it's like, okay, well, I'm curious now who does Vanderbilt play next? So, but honestly, I think the fact that they got to go on the road to Kentucky. Kentucky's a tough defensive squad that they don't get the credit for. And I think people need to give Kentucky more of their credit because of the fact that they took Georgia down to the wire. It was what 12-13 loss for them. You need to give Kentucky their credit where the credit's due. That's not a bad football team.
What's the weather looking like right now?
All right, the next one is in Boulder, Kansas State and Colorado.
That's gonna be a good one, but given what we've seen from Colorado right now, I guess I'll take Colorado, even though I wouldn't be shocked if Kansas State wins that game.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna hop
Kansas State is still good.
I'm gonna hop on the Dion train here, man. I'm believing. I think it won't be easy, but it would be something if like somehow they surprisingly quietly go up by like 14, and then you're like, oh crap. That would be something.
Right. Rain starting 6 o'clock.
Rain starting at 6.
5:36. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. We got another one here. Big 12 matchup. We got Iowa State Cyclones against West Virginia. Iowa State is actually surprisingly enough. You going West Virginia? That's what you see. You going with?
Mountain Mama, take my home.
Stop. Oh God.
Anyways, moving on. Anything else?
It's actually a pretty Iowa State's undefeated. Go with Iowa State.
That's true. I still don't like Iowa State, so they're gonna win.
But you are going with Iowa State.
Yeah, I'll take Iowa State.
Smart man.
I've gotten burned on enough of these hate picks.
All right, so are we picking the Thursday night football game and the couple Sunday games too, or what are we doing with that?
What is Thursday night football? What 49ers Seahawks, I think, right?
Yeah, we didn't even go to the NFL yet. We still gotta get to the NFL.
Yeah, let's talk about this stuff. All right, which one do you want to start with first? The Bucks Thursday night football loss?
I mean, we can.
Todd Bowles is Black Dennis Allen. Just saying it how it is.
Honestly,
same exact human being, just with a different skin color.
I was telling Dom, you know Dom, they don't know Dom. I was telling Dom this actually this morning. I was like, you know what? Liam Cohen is definitely the next head coach for this team. He definitely is. Especially as long as Baker's here, they got to do right by Baker and keep Liam Cohen around.
The Bucks offense is good. It's just late games, defense execution is just bad. Yeah,
I mean, it's, and I'm going to tell you.
But then also offense penalties too. That's just bad coaching. When it comes to like the mistakes the Bucks made to end that game, it comes down to coaching.
Yes, I'm gonna say this too. If Bucky Irving's face mask call is made, that penalty offsets, and if the Bucks get a field goal out of that, that game's over. It never goes to overtime. They sneak away with it, and I think they're sitting pretty at first in the division instead of Atlanta.
Well, they're still winning this week, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, dude, definitely. I think the motivation and everything, having their families there in New Orleans with them plays a huge role in it. And if I'm Atlanta, like I've told Falcons fans before, do not blow this division lead, because if you look at a lot of the Falcons games, every Falcons game, what team have they put away? What team have they?
They're winning the close games, though. I will say that, though. They find ways to win the close games, and that's what you want to see. But that's basically what the 2022 Vikings were. It's pretty much the exact same team.
Yes, exactly.
And the only difference is Drake London and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
But though it will end the same way. They're going to win a playoff game, and they're going to lose in the divisional embarrassingly.
Yeah.
Or no, they didn't even win the playoff game that year. They got beat by Daniel Jones. So, yeah. They're going to make the playoffs and get embarrassed in the first round by the wildcard team.
That is if they don't blow the division lead. Well, they'll still be in the wild card anyway, but yeah, if they don't blow the division lead, because
they're going to Atlanta's going to make the playoffs. There's no I don't have any doubts about that. My thing is they're going to 100% lose in the first round of the playoffs. Because they're going to get burnt. They're winning the close games. They're gonna have a very nice, fancy record, and then they're gonna get burnt with the chips on the table. In reality,
bingo, and that's
Kirk Cousins in a nutshell, though. When all the chips are on the table, not like when some of the chips on, when it's all in pressure moment, bro, it's over.
I mean, like I said, enjoy the swag surf. Enjoy that swag surf. I'm telling you now.
I'll say this though. I think the Bucs gonna win that playoffs, and the Falcons are gonna get stuck with Washington, and Jaden Daniels is gonna obliterate that team.
Yes,
because I really think right now the way how they're conducting themselves in Washington with Cliff Kingsbury offense, it's not the same offense that he was running with Kyler in Arizona. I don't know if he's matured or what. I think also Jaden Daniels is a better player than Kyler was, but also he's older. Well, he was older. He's older right now than when Kyler came out. So he has a little bit more maturity in his game. So I think that's going to help. And also, you don't have the Call of Duty factors to worry about Kyler falling off the cliff once October hits. So that's also that point to keep an eye on, too. So I think with Washington, Dan Quinn's got them fully bought in right now. I think they're going to win a playoff game for sure and lose in the second round.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, too, I still stick to my guns when I say when the season's over, if I'm Dan Quinn, I go get Marquise Bell in free agency.
Oh, that's 100% happening. Dallas, I will talk about Dallas defense in a minute, but them not playing Marquise Bell next to Overshown, they would have so much speed, versatility, and tackling ability and playmaking in that linebacker unit. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I actually, honestly, trade for him at the deadline. Makes too much sense.
Bingo.
They need a linebacker next to Bobby Wagner.
Not a bad idea.
So, like, Frankie Louvu is more of a pass rushing linebacker. So, you stick Marquise Bell between the two of them, that'll work.
And then the fact of the matter, too, is if you do trade for him at the trade deadline.
Inter-division trades are rare, but I think it will happen.
Yeah. Because
you send them like Austin Eckler or somebody. Yeah. Because they have Jeremy McNichols who's been playing good. So I think you do like an Austin Eckler for a Marquise Bell type of trade, that'll work.
Yeah. And it gives Marquise Bell a chance to rub shoulders with a veteran who's on his way out, like Bobby Wagner, and it's a good jumping point for him to kind of inherit that leader role on that defense. And quite frankly, Jerry Jones right now, with Marquise not playing, it's created leverage for him for if he does make it to the end of the season, Jerry Jones can come back and basically say he doesn't have to pay him. Sadly. Hate to say it and put it that way, but that's the truth.
That's Mike Zimmer's antiquated defense, but we'll talk about the Cowboys in a minute. I'm trying to avoid that rant because I'm gonna have a rant about the Steelers offense when I do that. But yeah,
you gotta rant about a couple things.
I have a list, but we're running out of time here, and I'm trying to get this done because I had to get this stuff done before the rain comes. So I'm trying to keep this stuff nice and fast before I have the rants. So yeah. Washington. Terry McLaurin, they need to get him another weapon. I think Dynamic Brown is all right, but it's so funny. Like, there's so many wide receivers that are good, but then there's so many teams that only have one good, like, elite wide receiver. You need two, which is why I'm shocked they're not in on the Devontae Adams sweepstakes. But then it's like Devontae just wants to go to the Jets, and that's the disaster franchise right now, where it's like, I have to pause on the Jets. I'm going to get to them in a second before we get to the Cowboys and Saints. It's a list of stuff to do, bro. Dude. I'm trying to focus with the Washington thing. Like, Jaden Daniels, get him another weapon, that team will go crazy. Because they're already going crazy with just Terry McLaurin and Dynamic Brown. Like, come on. You get that man an extra weapon. That's a team that could use it. It's wraps. And the defense has been playing good the last 2 weeks. Like, they were struggling early on, but new defensive coach coming in, have his own scheme, fix all the little kinks and stuff. That team will go crazy. As long as they don't ruin him and don't run him too much in his legs fall apart like RG3, they should be fine. All right, Jets. Time to get into this. Firing Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh. Why did I say Mike Saleh? It's over. Anyways. Hasn't made it to the playoffs 3 years. He 100% got scapegoated though.
Oh yeah,
they did him wrong. He walked in and you escort him out with security. Like, that's just wrong. Bad franchise. He didn't
to meet with his team, man.
Like, he didn't get to tell the team. The team didn't even know. That's just bad management, bad ownership, and that's why that team sucks.
Exactly. If you think about that,
I don't even know why Devontae want to go there. Just because of Aaron Rodgers. Don't even go to the Saints too, because the Saints have their own issues.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that Baltimore, Pittsburgh? Is that the one franchise that has not won a Super Bowl since the Civil Rights era? I really think it is.
Well, they've already somebody exposed it as Woody Johnson doesn't like Muslims, so take that as you will.
Look, if I'm Devontae,
bro, you saying at Pittsburgh or Baltimore? One of the two.
Yeah, honestly.
And if Devontae go to Baltimore, if they don't make it to the Super Bowl, bruh, that would be an epic failure on all parties because the Ravens look the best they've ever looked.
Yeah.
And if you add Devontae to that team becomes 30 times more deadly.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now you're relying on Isaiah Likely and Zay Flowers, who on most teams would not be a number one option.
Yeah.
Because that bubble screen merchant ain't that all that, in my opinion.
I still could see him landing in Pittsburgh.
Bro, you want to get into that rant?
Go ahead. You go ahead. Let it all out.
Mike Tomlin is so stubborn. He is so stubborn. He had his press conference today, and he refused to commit to either Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. He's kind of like how a woman in high school is trying to decide between which boyfriend she wants. That's basically what he is. He's trying to but I want you, but I want you at the same time. That's basically what it is. That's basically what he is doing between the two of them right now. Because right now Justin Fields is the current boyfriend, but he didn't know when he's gonna get replaced. If that makes any sense, that's basically how it is. Because Tomlin wants to win these games on defense, if it's still the 2000s, and he burned all his time. You in your press conference said you're trying to win the game on fourth down, right? That's why you called the timeout. Yeah. If that is the case, then that means you put all your chips on the defense, and the defense is the reason you lost the game, not the offense. By that logic, then you shouldn't be making a quarterback change because then the quarterback was not the issue for losing that game. I'm just saying. So, with all that being said, PFS has a chart. I have it on one of these phones, but I don't have it on the computer. But PFS chart is they have separation grades and how many yards they have. Yeah. Two of the three worst wide receivers are Calvin Austin and Van Jefferson. Two wide receivers who played the most snaps for the Steelers and two wide receivers sets last Sunday night, Calvin Austin and Van Jefferson. How do you expect to win an NFL game against NFL corners with Van Jefferson and Calvin Austin as your top two wide receivers?
Hold on,
George Pickens played, I believe.
Is it this one here? Week 4 separation report, best receivers at beating coverage to get open?
I'll email it to you. I have it on my phone. I feel like I maybe be able to email it to myself. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Because it says here the first one I'm seeing is Jordan Addison was unguardable in week 4.
That was week 4. Now this is all on the season.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I'll send you it so you can pull it up. But yeah, it's how do you expect to win an NFL game when that is your wide receivers you're working with who cannot separate in man coverage?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when you watch the throws Fields were making, they were mostly against zone coverage to the tight ends. Or you had Connor Hayward as your number 2 leading target guy. Connor Hayward is not even a practice squad tight end in most teams.
Because I was surprised. I felt like George Pickens should have been making much of a great impact in that game.
George Pickens was barely on the field. He didn't play first or second down in the first half. He played only third downs. And the Steelers' offense is either a heavy play action on first down to a tight end or first play of the game or whatever it was for the Steelers. They ran a fullback wheel route, and Connor Hayward dropped the ball.
I'll tell you, it's amazing to me how
I got it now. I sent this. I can pull it up. 1 second.
Okay.
Present, share screen. Here, window. Here.
Oh, there it is.
I got it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing to me how Pittsburgh continues to manage these.
Whoa. And
hold on, here you go.
Stop sharing. And everything just went to hell.
Here we go.
Anyways.
I got you.
We're just looking. My timeline didn't have anything weird on it. Shout out Noodles. At least he made it on here.
Who? All right,
One of my
mutuals.
This is good. There we go. Yeah. Look at this, right? Look at the left, bottom left. You had to zoom out, go to the bottom left. The Van Jefferson's so bad. He's not even in the top half of this. You have to zoom out a little bit. Yeah. Bro, you see all the way at the bottom. All the way at the bottom. Go down. Go down to this bottom left. Bottom left. Bro, that's how bad Van Jefferson is.
Yeah, I see. Jeez.
And he dropped a beautiful back shoulder throw that he had right through his hand. I'm like, bro, you suck. Why are you in the NFL?
Hey, but tell me something. What's up with this right here?
That's the next rant. If you want that going, we're not finished with this rant. Let's get to that.
Shout out to Jalen Naylor, though.
Shout out him, bro. Late round pick, becoming a really good player for them. But yeah, Steelers, like you're putting all this on field, right? He literally got sacked in like less than a half a second because his left guard got shoved to the ground. Like he literally got set down by Linval Joseph, who is a run stopper. He is not a pass rusher in 2024. He used to be good when he was like in Minnesota in like 2018 and whatnot in the Mike Zimmer defense, but now it's like he's not getting sacks like that. Like what were we doing here, getting sat down like this guy, getting Fields hit all like that? And the next play was like Fields had like 30 yards, but nobody in front of him. He was trying to scramble off. It was like third down. He got sacked. There was nobody in front of him, and his left tackle, I think Dan Moore or whatever, ran right in front of him and blocked the hole for him to run through. And that's how he ended up getting caught. And like Fields didn't play great. Like he missed a couple throws or whatnot, but I was like, geez, if you're gonna make a quarterback change, like he should give you a valid reason. He didn't have any turnovers. He had 2 touchdowns. He gave you a game-leading drive with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Your defense is, if it's as good as it says it is, even without Nick Herbig and Alex Highsmith, like should have been able to close the door on Dallas. And yet Dallas walked straight down the field and burned all the time on the clock. So I don't see how you have any reasons to go to Russell Wilson, who is not mobile, cannot get out of the pocket, and is about the same level of a passer as Justin Fields.
Yeah.
So, like, it just doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Like I said,
and he was like, he said in his presentation, he's like, Justin Fields will get first team reps and Russell Wilson will be a full participant in second team reps to see how he's feeling and whatnot, handling full practices. And I'm like, bro, you just do not. He just does not want to commit to either guy. I'm like, bro, it's week 5 playing the same song and dance, pushing this nonsense off.
It's but it's crazy because it's like they're
his
not
gut. Well, he personally, I feel like he personally wants Russell Wilson to play, but the offensive staff is like, bro, we want Justin Fields to play. That is, I think, what is the issue in Pittsburgh. Because, like, literally, if you talk to any person who played football, they would all say Justin Fields should be starting the rest of the season.
You should.
And the only person who says Russell Wilson should be starting is Mike Tomlin. Who thinks Russell Wilson should start is Mike Tomlin.
It needs to be Justin Fields. I'd ride Justin Fields till the wheels fall off. I would ride him till the wheels fall off.
And George Pickens needs to get his head out of his ass and stop half-assing routes. Just saying.
Yes, I would agree. Other thing, too, is Denver might be better than we think. As I was saying, Denver might be better than we think.
I told you, that guy, Zach Allen, that defense is legit. And you got Sertain who's playing pissed-off football, walking everybody down.
The best corner in the league. Hell, DK
I feel bad for Olave, man. I really do. He's going to have to steal it Sertain next week. Not this week, but next week.
He might not even get a catch next week.
And Derek Carr will be too busy yanking off Shaheed. But we won't get into that.
Yeah. DK, 3 catches, 29 yards. Fast forward to the next week. We check this out.
Since George Pickens cooked him. So week 3 on.
Let's see.
Garrett Wilson had like 4 catches. I don't even think he had any.
Wait, George Pickens, 2 catches, 29 yards.
Yeah, but he drawed DPIs on him. He had like 2 DPIs on Sertain.
Fair. Mike Evans, 2 catches, 17 yards.
Yeah, Mike Evans didn't do anything on him. And then Garrett Wilson got clamped last week.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson, 5 catches, 41 yards. They had to have moved him around. And then this game
this
right here,
week,
he had 2 picks. He had one go back 100 yards.
He had a pick 6. Same I since he won 1 week.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jacoby Myers was their lead. Brock Bowers was their lead receiver, but Jacoby Myers 6 catches, 72 yards. But he plays from the slot. I'm sure more than often than not. Yeah,
they move him around a lot. They don't have a Truex anymore. But yes, Champaign's playing the best football right now. Denver's defense back on the pass rush has been getting to people. They're a menace. Like Champaign, the offense is still working in progress, but the defense right now is playing the best football right now, which is hilarious for a Champaign team to have a good defense. But
the good news is they have about 3-4 games for Bo Nix to get his confidence up before they go against Kansas City.
Well, I don't know if Bo Nix is going to play good against the Saints, but I know the Saints aren't going to play good against the Broncos. I already know that for a fact. It don't matter who the quarterback is. Zach Allen's going to run through that interior offensive line. And Champaign is going to come in there. He's going to be having his ding-dong swinging with his Percocets in his mouth. And he's going to run that shit down Dennis Allen's throat.
Sir. But it's okay. No, go off. Because I was waiting on this too. Because I wanted to know what's up with this whole thing of Chris Olave having 2 catches in the whole game. Really,
I've been saying this for 2 years now. Derek Carr is terrible.
He's hurt though.
That don't matter. Derek Carr is the first quarterback who will get stretched off a field and come back next week like nothing happened because he doesn't want to lose his starting job.
And then the thing is I was wondering where Spencer Rattler was towards the end of the game.
Politics. That is 100% politics because Derek Carr does not want that man taking his job. Did you not see how Derek Carr was watching him in preseason?
I'm sure. Cause I'm like Jake Hayner. I'm like, who is this guy?
Fresno State, same school as Derek Carr. Nice little midget who is never going to be an NFL starter. No competition to really worry about. But if you make Spencer Rattler your backup, now I will say this: if Rattler plays the Bucs or Hayner plays the Bucs, it doesn't matter. The Saints' interior offensive line will get decimated by Vita Vea, so it doesn't really matter. But if Spencer Rattler came in right against Kansas City and played good, then you have legitimate pressure to start him right over Derek Carr. If he goes in and plays good, if Derek Carr ever gets hurt, but if you have Jake Hayner going, Jake Hayner is not ever going to be your starter. He's career backup at best. No pressure on that to take Derek Carr's job.
The crazy thing is
because Spencer Rattler 100% outplayed Jake Hayner in the preseason.
Yes.
So it was like
I saw your boy Future Gov, and he was like, "It's time for
the agenda." Rattler. Yeah, Lord Slytherin, it's time to play.
Yeah, Lord Slytherin's time to play. I'm like, look. I don't know what we're sitting around waiting on. I'm like, I would have made the move. To heck with all the politics and stuff. I would have made the move. That's like, even if you were Atlanta and Kirk Cousins got hurt, I would throw Penix in right away.
Atlanta would throw Penix in. You took him in the first round, but Kirk Cousins playing good right now, so there isn't going to be any calls for Penix for this year. So if it's you only see Penix if something happens to Kirk Cousins, and then you can't really do nothing about that. But I will say this though: if Justin Fields made the throw Derek Carr made right that first pick in the game, he would have got killed on social media. Now Derek Carr kind of got it, but nobody's gonna say Derek Carr should have lost the job. Derek Carr sucked last night. Let's be real. Outside of that one Shaheed bomb where the Shaheed had Brian Cook turned around, the Saints offense was terrible.
I'm amazed that Alvin Kamara only had 26 yards last night.
Saints offensive line without Eric McCoy is terrible.
I'm just now realizing that. That's crazy. I thought he was doing something.
He's playing with broken ribs too. They ran him to the ground in the first 2 weeks. They ran both him and Taysom to the ground. And then Derek Carr refuses to look at Chris Olave's way to take pressure off the run game, but with using short passes.
Did Taysom Hill not even play? The last
Now
two
he got
games,
broken ribs too.
dude, this team is screwed.
You think?
This team's
They're going to be 2-5 going into the Chargers game.
Oh boy!
And given that Kareem Hunt ran down the throat, J.K. Dobbins is 100% going to run down their throats.
Damn. And the Bucks the Saints got to go face Bucky Irving and Rashad White this weekend or this coming weekend. And the Bucks already
It's
in
not
New
even
Orleans.
that. They're gonna stick. Well, I don't even know if McMillan's gonna play. Like Lattimore's gonna have Evans probably because like Lattimore has just been bored. They didn't even run man coverage against Mahomes. They ran zone almost the whole game. So you know Lattimore's gonna be locked in because he's just like, really, dude. I really barely did anything this game. So he's gonna probably go after Evans, but the Godwin's gonna cook. He always cooks the Saints. It's not even be shocking. But if the Bucks want to win easy, just go after Debo Deep with a speed guy.
Yeah, no, I can see it. I can definitely see it.
Let's go through these games. Unless we have something else.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh yeah, Minnesota. Good for Minnesota. Y'all deserve that, I guess. Sam Darnold didn't look great, but he wasn't bad.
I'm telling you, 55 years. It'll be 55 years later if the Chiefs and the Vikings were to meet in Super Bowl 59. And they met previously in Super Bowl 4.
You said that, and that reminds me of something. Another reason why Dennis Allen should be fired. You had Juju Smith-Schuster and Kareem Hunt, who were on the streets. They were on the streets. Nobody wanted them. Had not had a 100-yard receiving game or like 130-yard receiving game or a 100-yard rushing game in 4 years. 4 years.
130 yards, 7 receptions.
You are a defensive-minded head coach. You are supposed to be a head coach because you have a good defense. Your defense got cooked by Juju Smith-Schuster and Kareem Hunt in 2024.
Kareem had 102 yards and a touchdown.
Like, bro, you have one job and you're not doing your job good. Why are you the head coach?
Oh, dude.
Like, Robert Saleh is a defensive-minded head coach, but at least his defenses were good. The Saints' defense is not good right now. And the only significant injury they had is Pete Warner.
It's okay.
Just my little tirade. All right, what else we got to do before we wrap this up?
NFL history was made this past weekend. You had, the first time ever where someone tossed for 2 touchdowns in the same game in 2 different days. This was also the first week.
Fields and Dak did that though, because I believe the second half started before midnight. So that Fields touchdown would have been before midnight.
No, I was talking about Dak Prescott.
Yeah, but both of them did it, is what I'm saying. Dak Prescott was the first player to ever throw an interception in both days. Because Fields did it before him, remember? Fields threw both touchdowns before Dak threw his both touchdowns.
Okay. It was also, I think it was like the first time since the 1950s where you had multiple, special teams touchdowns and multiple defensive touchdowns in a game or in games this weekend as well too. So that's excitement. Adds a lot of excitement. And then the thing is it was 15 hours of football from 9 in the morning to 1 o'clock in the morning. It's like
I watched every game. I'm addicted.
Depending on weather delays and stuff, what we may get next week on Sunday night, we may have another 15-hour day as well lined up again. So
what is Sunday night football next week?
Sunday night football next week is the Giants and the Bengals.
Ew.
I know.
Like it might have to be high scoring though, because Malik Neighbors should be back. And to surprise, the Giants don't suck. I don't know how, but Brian Dable's getting something out of Daniel Jones right now, and Daniel Jones is surprisingly competent, even without Malik Neighbors, which was shocking. But Seattle's defense got issues.
All right, so
let's get into these picks. All right, 49 is winning.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. Well, yeah. I don't trust Seattle's pass rush to get to Brock Purdy like how Arizona did.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think San Francisco bounce back week. Jordan Mason's going to have over 100 rushing yards because Seattle can't stop a fly in the run game.
Next one we got we've got Bucks and we've got the Saints.
We all know who won in that game.
Yeah. No, honestly, I think Tampa's pissed off. They let that one slip through their hands. I think they're determined to make a statement. Plus, I think it's a motivational thing too for them this weekend. Going into New Orleans and stuff. You're there
With the hurricane, yeah.
Yeah, but now you're acclimated to everything around you. Yeah, Bucks are taking that one. Next one we got Texans and the Patriots.
Texans. We didn't mention this, but Josh Allen and Justin Fields had the same stat line last week, and Josh Allen somehow is not getting slandered on the timeline for stinking it up against the Texans. And what else was it? Oh yeah, they said that Drake May might start against the Texans. That is a horrible idea because he will get killed by Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter. So please don't do that to the kid. He doesn't deserve his first start against that pass rush.
I agree.
Also, yeah, continue Texans winning that game.
Yep, I'm with you. I was also going to say too. I think these games like this in the AFC, they matter so much in playoff positioning. But I definitely think the Texans pull it off. It would be foolish for Drake May. Yeah, for Drake May to start. So I think I would hold Drake May, hold him out. Well, I will say, but the Patriots did get screwed last week. Patriots definitely should have won that game.
That NFL rule about where the foot comes down, like if it's the back of the foot, that front part of the foot should count as a part of the two toes.
Yeah.
Because like how are you supposed to fit the back of your foot down? That's impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, so hey, Miami got away with one there. But kudos to the Dolphins. They need it. Still need a quarterback, but got away with
Russell Wilson should be the quarterback or Zach Wilson, but whatever. Moving on.
Now you're stirring the pot. But battle of two Heisman Trophy winners. You got Jaden Daniels against Lamar Jackson. You got the Commanders and the Ravens.
Ooh, I will say this. Jaden Daniels beat Lamar. That enters him in MVP favorite. Putting that. Now, I don't think they beat Baltimore. Though I want to say Washington wins, but I just don't know how. Like I like if Jaden Daniels goes crazy. Yeah, they gotta stop Henry, and that's like the hard part with them. Their run defense isn't the greatest. So I'm gonna say Baltimore wins it. Yeah, but I would not be shocked if Jaden Daniels is serious about winning the MVP, he's gonna go crazy and he'll win the game. I'll big if Washington wins Jaden Daniels MVP. But I don't think they do win it, so Baltimore winning that.
Let's see. We got the next one. We got Eagles and Browns. I'm going with the Eagles.
Eagles. Browns are terrible. I feel like Shannon Sharp was saying it. Deshaun Watson has entered the Ben Simmons kind of territory. It's like he's just mentally broken, and the talent's just like talent's there, but the ability is just not there anymore.
It's like I was saying about. It's like I used it in reference with FAMU not having any more bye weeks after this week. You fear burnout because the mind says one thing, the heart says another thing, and then the body says another thing too. I think with Deshaun Watson, the body can do it, but his heart and his mind is
out of it now.
It's gone, and I do believe I think the Eagles pull this out. I think. For the Browns, the best going forward, the Browns need to start Jameis Winston.
Or at least trade him.
Yeah.
I can tell you Miami could use him.
Miami could use Russell Wilson, like you said, Jameis. Because right now, both those guys are just wasting away on the bench. But I think both need to. Jameis needs to start for Cleveland.
Jameis could have a career revival if he ends up with a good coach, and I feel like Mike McDaniel could do that.
He could. Let's see. We got Cardinals and we got the Packers.
That's a good game. I'm gonna take the Packers.
Yep, in Lambeau, Packers defense is playing good.
Jordan Love is getting sharper every game. Yeah. No, but yeah, no, the safety touchdown thingy, that was like, I get you trying to not get a safety, but also like try to just throw it out of bounds, like launch it upward, don't launch it downward.
It's exciting too because this is the second youngest team in the NFL behind the Bucks.
All right, that was gonna be fun, but I'll take the Packers.
Yep. Colts and Titans.
Colts, Joe Flacco, or Anthony Richardson. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Nope, I'm with you. I'm with it. I'm feeling the same exact way. Next up, we got the Orange Crush is back for another week. We got the Chargers and we got the Broncos. I'm going Broncos. Yep, read my mind there. And then we got...
If Chargers could run the ball, I would say the Chargers, but I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball with all the injuries on the offensive line. Unless the offensive line with Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater come back. Unless they finally allow Justin Herbert to throw the ball.
They probably will. Or no, yeah, they probably will.
They probably won't.
My bad. I'm thinking Bo Nix. Golly. I'm thinking Bo Nix, yeah. I mean, even if they do try to, I mean, whoever's out there,
pick somebody else.
Whoever's lined up out there, whether it's Lab McConkey or somebody, Surtain's going to lock them up.
Mm-hmm.
Surtain's going to lock
Next.
Steelers and Raiders.
Depends on, doesn't matter the quarterback. Steelers are going to win, but if Russell Wilson gets his first start against the Raiders, bro, that's not even fair because that Raiders defense sucks.
Yes. And I think they're right now, if the stars align, I think they're in position.
They got cooked by Andy Dalton and what's his face? Bo Nix.
They are in that Shedeur Sanders sweepstakes. I think Mark Davis met with him. Let's see what we got next. We got Lions and Cowboys. This is essentially
Lions
the
next
game of the week.
Lions next.
Jeez. You know what? Yeah, I'm with you. I'm definitely going Lions.
The Cowboys can't stop the run. It's just the Steelers' offensive line was so bad they couldn't block to open up the run.
Yeah, I'm with you. With you there. Let's see. We got Falcons and Panthers.
Falcons. Bryce Young actually came in and made some decent throws, but I don't think he's going to play again. He needs to get traded somewhere else.
He does. He needs to do like Baker and Sam Darnold. He needs to get up out of...
Get the hell out of Carolina. David Tepper, Woody Johnson, both worst owners in the league.
I'm telling you, when you die and get out of Carolina, things get better. You go to seventh heaven. And it needs to happen. This is crazy.
Anything else?
Bengals and Giants. Quietly interesting.
Bengals are too good to be 1-4. It just doesn't make any sense. It's kind of like how my fantasy team is, like 10th best team according to the standings, but yet I have like 80 more points than everybody else scored. 80 more points than the second highest guy. And like almost 120 against everybody else.
It can only get better from here. The other one too is we got a London game. So we got Jaguars and the Bears.
Jaguars.
Oh, like it's in London?
Mm-hmm.
In London, it's 8:08 p.m.
That was my Alexa device. Don't say anything.
All right. Let's wrap this up.
Wait.
Alexa's starting to talk. We got to wrap this up.
Wait. We got to hold on a little bit more. Because when you say her name, she awakens. Hold on. Okay, I think we're safe. The hills have eyes. All right, yeah. So, and then we still have Monday night. So,
that's Bills, Jets, Bills. Move on. That's not going to be close.
And so that's all of them. All right,
all right, guys.
So were we talking about our hurricane preparations and hot topics or what?
I mean, I got to go cook these burgers. I haven't ate lunch yet. I'm kind of starving.
Are you cooking them now?
No, I'll probably wait for another hour, but I still want to eat lunch in some form.
I mean, dude. To be fair with you, dude. I mean,
the rant's gonna start at 6. I want to get it done before then.
This is why you buy stuff. This is also why I went out. This is why I cooked Sunday, and then I bought food yesterday, and then
I bought food yesterday, but I still haven't ate. So I'm so hungry.
This is also why you buy. I'm not even gonna say that because I feel like people think I'm disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
This is why you buy cans. This is why you buy non-perishable stuff and cans of tuna and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I have all that too.
So, yeah. But yeah, folks, we hope you guys have all enjoyed. Hopefully, we were your hour and 35 minutes of
escape.
Escape.
Some zen. Try to have some mini rants, throw shade, throw jokes. All the goodies.
Exactly. Also, remember no family pregame preview this weekend because they're on a bye week, and even if they were playing, we probably wouldn't have any Wi-Fi to even do it. So we'll be back for essentially the SWAC East Championship next week.
Hopefully, we're back Wednesday.
Yes.
If everything got blessed, we'll be back Wednesday with everything fine and having roof over our heads. That's most important.
Exactly.
Everybody else, y'all, if you're in the Tampa Bay, Sarasota, Port, Charlotte, Punta Gorda, Fort Myers, Theodore, the whole entire I-4 corridor, all y'all stay safe.
Yes.
Stay dry, most importantly. I don't know if you have dogs, how you're going to take them out because they can't open the doors. So we're going to go cut a piece of grass and put it in the garage and say, buddy, that's how you're going to do it. Because that door ain't opening.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Got to do what you got to do. But yeah, folks, definitely, stay safe, stay blessed. We will see you next week.
What's that behind us? It says, that's just jets firing solid. Behind you on first take, it said breaking news.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be here next week. We won't be underwater. Next week we have the first show on live from under the sea with Ariel and all the wonderful characters of Walt Disney World.
Oh Lord.
Y'all take care. Stay safe. We'll see you next Wednesday.